If I know 10 women, 8 of them were touched inappropriately or raped or molested, something happened to them. Something happened to them as a child that should not have happened to them. And the adults who were charged to protect the children either protected the child molester and or protected themselves. You know, so I'm 51 years old. I am 51 years old, and I am just now writing a book about my childhood. Why am I writing this book? Because I want other people who've gone through this or are going through this to understand that they get to determine how long they wallow and dwell on a situation. They get to determine whether or not they want to continue to keep a secret. Because in my case, it was never a secret, turns out. It was never a secret, you know? So I feel like for all of my adult life, everyone in my family, out of all of them, not one of them had my back. You know, it was a situation to where, since what happened to me wasn't handled appropriately and accordingly, it happened to one of my sisters as well. And people are like, Robin, well, why would you want to tell the? I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed of it. I really do feel like my childhood is a lot of what was wrong with me before I got my head together and put my head on straight. A lack of maternal love, a lack of paternal love. So I came to terms with it. I accepted an apology that I demanded. I showed forgiveness, and I was serious. And then a year later, I found out that one of my sisters was molested. And that this same sister who was molested said that she wouldn't tell her children that she was molested because she didn't want to put anything on their plate that they couldn't handle. Mind you, her kids are grown. So I got to thinking about that thing. And I said, in order for us to break this cycle, and it's a vicious cycle, somebody needs to bear the blunt of the anger and whatever else comes with the truth. And I'm strong enough, I'm built to handle it. So I said, I'll do it. I'm going to write a book. And I'm going to lay it all out on the line. And I'm going to put it out there for the entire world to see. And that way I am not the only one walking around with this baggage. So if there's baggage to be had, we all going to carry it. Everyone involved will carry it. I was told that I should have waited until everyone passed away before I wrote the book. And I was like, why would I wait until in my opinion, guilty parties died to write this book? For people to be like, why would Robin write that evil book about her parents? And they're not even here to defend themselves. So I'm writing it now. I'm writing it now, and they can defend themselves. You know? I was told that if I wrote the book, things would never be the way they were. I don't think things should have ever been the way that they were. So I'm cool with that. I was told that it would create a situation to where people wouldn't want to be seen in public because they're wondering what people think about them. What about what I think about you? You know? So I went into this new year feeling really heavy on some levels. Really heavy. Because it's not fun to do something that you don't want to do, but you have to do for your own peace of mind. If you're someone and something happened to you and you're just swallowing it and pretending like it didn't happen to you for the sake of keeping the peace, understand that your peace is way more important than anyone else's peace. And if you're not peaceful, no one around you is going to be peaceful. Period. Do not sit around and keep someone's secret until it hurts. I have no secrets. It's an open book. And like I told my mother, I would love to write a different book about my childhood. I would. But this is my story to write. And if anyone's at fault, it's the adults that were involved. And so I might look like the bad guy to my family. And I'm used to being the black sheep. I'm the only person I know who can be the black sheep without even doing anything. When it was like, well, why isn't Robin included? Well, you know how Robin is. You know how she can get. I was told that I was spoiled and that I made it up. I made it up because I couldn't get my way. And I sat there and thought about that thing, and I thought, when did I ever get mad to where I would make up a heinous lie like child molestation? When have I ever showed a volatile nature to where my people in my family look at me like, oh Lord, and I said it about Robin? I've never disrespected my mother or my so-called father. I never disrespected. I was like, for all intents and purposes, I was a good kid. You know, a good kid with a freaking secret. So it hardened me. It hardened me. For the longest time, I was walking around like, you can get it, you can get it, all y'all motherfuckers can get it. That's my mentality for a long time. It took me a long time to really realize that stuff stemmed from not being protected, walking around feeling like I needed to protect myself because no one ever had my back. So now I got my own back. And I got people like, Robin, what, don't you think that's, no, that's the problem with these families. And I'm going to say black families. I know it happens to all families, and it happens to girls and boys, but I'm talking about black families and what happens to little girls, okay? Why wouldn't I want to share it? Why should I keep it a secret? Why should I keep it a secret when they should be ashamed of themselves? And like I told my mama, you should be glad that I didn't write the book 20 years ago, before you retired, before you guys were in the midst of the world. Be happy that I didn't do it then. Wasn't strong enough to do it then, but I'm strong enough to do it now, and I really don't give two fucks what anyone has to say about what Robin S. is doing. Yeah, I dropped my last name. I don't want to carry a last name of a child molester.